Well, hey, everybody, I'm Tim, and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, with a show from the depths. This one comes to you straight from the Crypt Keeper. So we got some blends that have never seen the light of the day, living down into the basement in the annals of history.
Nice.
Isn't that how cigars like to be kept? Is never see the light of day, down in a deep basement.
Moist place.
Yeah.
You put the lotions on its wrapper leaf and it never gets the hose again.
it puts the lotion on its leaf. All right, guys, we got an amazing show for you tonight. We want to take you inside the world of cigars and cigar making. And of course, this episode is about bringing you guys in. My name is Tim. I'm the host of the Shindig, but all of you watching at home, you are the co-host. Your comments and questions drive this episode. We're going to be taking them throughout the whole thing. So drop them down below, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook or on the platform formerly known as Twitter, now called X. We haven't really settled as an internet what we're doing with that quite yet. We're still
call it Twitter because you have to type in twitter.com
to go to
get there.
Yeah, no, and I think that's fair. As long as Twitter takes you there, and you know what? I don't even want to know what happens if I just Google the letter X. I don't even want to go to that website, but I'm sure that the domain is very expensive. So drop your cigar comments and questions down below, and we'll be taking those throughout the episode. To help me run this shindoozle right off a cliff behind the camera is Billy the Kid.
That's a new one.
And El Rey del Terren.
Shindizzle.
Terrence, who is also the king of his own country now, or the dictator, or just the leader of his own country.
Well, I kind of like went there and I pulled a Christopher Columbus. I'm like, this is mine's now.
Mine's?
So yeah. So
Mine's what's
I
yours
helped
is
liberate
mine?
it. I just spread my freedom all over the place.
Liberated it. All right, and of course, sitting third chair. Terrence puts ginger beer on his. Yeah. Okay. If you're in the Facebook group, I posted literally 12 minutes ago, Terrence over pouring a root beer. But I gotta say, I first of all have just natural respect for Terrence because he's a great guy, but huge respect for how he learns and grows, because now he pours his drinks in the kitchen in a totally other room than the studio. With lids. Somebody said get Terrence a sippy cup. Just so you know, he now has 2 sippy cups.
Yes.
So we're covered. All right. Sitting third chair tonight is Ryan, destroyer of Liga Privadas, in the newly renovated Studio C. We added decorations and a plug for Coca-Cola. Okay. I want to get some comments from the wonderful people who are watching at home. Billy, what are they saying? What's popping off in the comments? What's the popular topics right now? This one's from Mr. O'Barrett. Oh, let the sausage party begin. This is like every high school party, 2 girls and 299 dudes. And he's not wrong. That's exactly, hey, he's not wrong about every high school party being that, and B, about this show also being that. So yes. Congratulations. I mentioned this proudly, and I've said it on the show before, but at the Cigars Daily HQ, we get as a facility a variance from the city where we do not have to have a women's bathroom because the people who come here are so provably overwhelmingly male.
It's like 98%.
Yeah. So we just put a sign on the bathroom door that just says, whatever. All right. That's a safe version of that joke for you.
Yes. Whatever you feel like today.
Whatever feels right. All right. Let's keep it going. And
we got a lot of comments coming on Terrence's outfit.
Terrence's yeah, okay. Let's just burn through. Let's burn through this at the front. All right, here we go. Terrence looks like a communist tonight. With a laughing emoji. Yeah, okay.
I've been called worse.
Okay, David S says Detective Terrence in the house.
Okay, I'm with you.
I want to know what detective.
Where's a beret?
That'd be a French detective,
obviously. A French detective. Can I tell you guys?
Can
I tell you guys something? Can I tell you guys one of the best things I've seen? I think this might be on Netflix. Don't quote me on it, but you'll be able to find this if you Google it. There is a French TV show that's dubbed over in English about a Sherlock Holmes style detective whose super sense is not the logical power of deduction like Sherlock Holmes. It's his sense of smell, which he uses to solve crimes. And it is every bit as terrible as it sounds, and you should binge watch the entire season. It's fantastic.
So he's a dog.
So he's a human dog. That's exactly right.
He was like, yeah, they got to be French. Like, don't all French people stink? Sorry if you're France, if you live in France right now.
Hold on.
That is a popular stereotype, I believe.
It's called the sniffer. It's called the sniffer. Okay, good.
Le sniffer.
Le sniffer. It's got a different name in French. All right, the sniffer. Don't miss it. All right. Yeah. Chance gets it. The sniffer. He's already seen it. He's got the poster on his wall, and you know what? I can respect that a great deal. Mike Jones says Renaissance Terrence.
Okay.
Which Renaissance are we talking about?
The Harlem Renaissance.
I'm curious because when I think about I go to the Renaissance Fair,
You don't see a lot of Terren.
I don't see a lot of
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of leather jackets and berets and dreads. Not a ton.
Not a lot.
Not a whole lot.
Not as much as I see chicken or turkey legs. That's what I'm really after when I go there. All right. Do we have any more Terrence things that we got to chew through before we actually have the episode?
We've got a Billy thing.
Okay, give me a Billy one. That's really good. Micah Williams says, got my chicken sticker and it changed my life.
Wow.
Can we all just...
That's big.
That's big.
I'm changing people's lives now.
Yeah, I mean, you have been.
I would say, are you changing people's lives or is this guy changing people's lives right here? Because this is the Billy sticker. And that takes me into a segment that we do every week on this show. And I definitely want to make sure I do it this week so we can chat about this with you guys. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. We're going to dive back into those in just a second. But we got to do this segment called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Now, these come from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. This is one of the largest communities for celebrating cigars online. It's on Facebook and apparently difficult to get into. You have to be a human being, and provably so. But now we started sending out the Billy Chicken stickers last week, and they made quite a splash. And so I want to share some pictures of these with you guys, and then share with you how this simple sticker has reshaped Cigars Daily forever. Here's the first one. This one is from Gerardo L. He says, my first tabernacle ever, finally. Dry draw, tastes very good. Sorry if the lighter makes you uncomfortable. South Park vibes. Now, I thought this was one of the best things I've seen someone do with the Billy Chicken sticker. All right,
Yes.
we're not going to camp on
That
this
is
chicken
solid.
sticker thing. But he cut it and he put it on his Zippo. And by the way, he's having a tabernacle in front of what looks like a tiny clay house next to maybe his humidor. That actually makes me more uncomfortable than the sticker by a lot. But anyway, I digress. So that was a good idea. And then there's another one here. So take a look at pick of the week number 2. This one is from Karen S. There's that chick in the Sausage Fest. She's hanging out. Says, so happy to get a Billy Chicken sticker. This old fridge really needs it. Now it is a game of Where's Waldo. Tell me when you guys have found it.
Oh, I found it. It's by
Wow, you
the
guys found
dog
it
head.
quick.
Upper right corner.
All right, very good. You ruined it for everybody at home, but that's why we're here. We're
He's
literally
the guy that
gonna do-
opens the Where's Waldo book and points right to him. It's, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's right here. He's on page 5.
Have you guys heard the joke where they had the Where's Waldo for a deaf guy? So they're like going from left to right. There's a guy wearing a green shirt, a guy wearing a red shirt. There's a woman doing a handstand. Waldo. There's a guy wearing it. They're like right there, right there, right there, right there.
I was completely lost on that. I think I read a comment, Terrence. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I wanted to really be involved.
No, it was just it was like a Where's Waldo book in Braille. That's just about it.
So you guys are familiar with the stickers at Cigars Daily. Many of you have too many of these stickers. And it's time. It was time to sort of come up with something new, do something new, go a new direction, try something different. And so I went to my graphic guy. I have a graphic guy. Mostly he's me, but this time it wasn't me. This time it was a human being. That's
And
not
he's
me.
very graphic.
He's very graphic. And I said, hey, I need some new stickers. And he came back. He found this cool idea where you can get stickers made in this sort of 6-sided hex shape that allows you to stack them. Well, let's go back. Can we go back to the second pick of the week?
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool and all. I love this. I love the fact. First of all, I love the spirit. Team spirit is really positive on this one. But this doesn't really gel, especially if you're Billy, who right now is going cross-eyed. The fact
Not
that
digging it.
yeah, he's not.
I like the
digging
chicken
this at all.
sticker.
He likes the chickens, but even that's overlapping other stickers. In Billy's world, stickers shouldn't technically touch each other.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't be overlapping in any way, shape, or form. And it occurred to me that I hadn't given people like Billy the opportunity to really create a good arrangement with their stickers. So my graphic guy comes back to me and he says, I found this really cool hex-shaped sticker. And when I realized how simple this was, I started going to town. So the first thing I did is I created, take a look here, a hex sticker. And we are effective immediately replacing all Cigars Daily stickers. The old ones are gone, and all stickers henceforth will start looking like this. The benefit is I can update these more frequently. So not only did I make this sticker right here, which has got, the cigar smoking on the bottom and the smoke is wafting up behind the cigar, I made a different design. So we got a few of these. And these ones, I think, Billy, you'll be even more excited if you look at what
and I'm not the only one. We got American Savage 1776.
Yep.
I feel the same way about stickers, Billy. No touchy.
Yep.
So now he's happy.
Right now, if you guys validate Billy's OCD, your comment will get up on the screen. Keep in mind, Billy is picking the comments. Okay. So here's what 3 of them look like together and what 4 of them look like together. There you go. Billy, is that better for you at least?
It's so good.
That's so good.
Perfect.
Right? So there are 4 new designs. These are only 2 of the 4 designs, but I wanted to get that out to you guys up front, especially tonight as we talk about a huge topic in the world of cigars, something that's actually bigger than the cigars that you see when you go into your local shop. And that is, we're talking about the Unreleased Beasts.
Only took 11 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yeah, no, I sort of backed it. Once again, it's like the beginning of a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like,
okay, yep, we can do that.
The title shows up halfway through the film. So yeah, I did do that. For so many cigar makers, and we'll come back to this. I'm going to intro the show, all right? But just give me a minute. Is there any comments that we want to take about this?
Yeah, we got a lot.
All right, I figured there would be a lot. So let's take these. Up Dave says, nice. Now the vintage stickers will be worth millions. yes, they will, certainly. All right. Tony Art, just so you know, if those vintage stickers become worth millions, I'm sitting on a bunch.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take home a few and set them right next to my Beanie Babies.
That's exactly yeah. I'm going to stack them up under my pogs. Tony R says, eBay time for OG stickers. Bro, legit, if I see an OG Cigars Daily sticker pop up on eBay for $100, I will gladly post that in this video. I don't think you can do that.
It's my time to shine.
It's Terrence's time. Dude, you actually see this stuff with cigar swag. Yeah. I kid you not.
Yeah.
People are putting Dunbarton's Saka Squatch on sale on eBay for hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
And I don't know if anyone's buying it, but somebody did break into a cigar shop to steal one of those.
Oh.
Just to steal. There's footage of it online. Steve Saka posts it like frequently. He always wants people to know how. Yeah. All right. This one's from Normal Guy. So, how do I get the sticker? I can't tell you that here. That's for the after party on Cigars Daily Plus. There's a community there where this show will continue later on. And I can tell you all about the stickers, baby. The truth is, the stickers with Cigars Daily, this is a part of our community at Cigars Daily. And so we want everybody to have all the collectible stickers, including the ones that I've already dreamed up that I'm going to be making to make everybody who appears on this show look absolutely terrible. So I'm very excited about that.
Those are the collectibles.
Those are the collectibles. Yeah, there's going to be collectible stickers. We're going to have a rotation of regular stickers. It's going to be freaking sweet. All right. Let's see. Keep going.
There's a lot of people asking about how you get specific stickers. Go to
we can't take it.
Yep.
We can't take all those stickers. All right. Let's see. Dr. Zachary Dunbar says, I will now be taking all hex stickers and barely overlapping them and posting them in the Facebook group and tagging Billy. You're a special kind of psychotic, and I love you. That sounds fantastic.
I love this.
Joke's on you.
It's literally the opposite of the oddly satisfying videos. This is going to be the oddly annoying videos.
The oddly irritating for Billy videos.
So, Billy, does my cup absolutely piss you off then? I mean, it's
not what I would do with my life, but if that's how you want to live your life,
I'm going to live my life and put my stickers touching each other.
To Billy, that represents chaos.
Billy's more of a peas and carrots separated by a tray kind of thing.
Oh, he has a little food separator.
Yeah, like the 5-year-old trays when you're a child and don't want anything touching.
How about, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Aldemir Bald and Beardiful says, how about a sticker from Ryan like Conan, the Destroyer with Ryan face, and with it, but a busted Liga Privada cigar.
Oh,
That's exactly what I'm talking about. As long as I don't get,
I'm gonna have a root beer next to me, or my face on a root beer.
I don't know what it's
or
gonna
root
be
beer
yet.
Exploding in your face.
I don't
and
know.
Then
what
it can be photoshopped to be tons of other things.
You know what's weird? If I did a sticker with Ryan Destroyer of Liga Privadas as Conan, and a Liga Privada in there, I'd be more concerned about getting a call from Drew Estate than Hasbro.
What are you doing?
Very true.
Get that Liga Privada off your stickers, boy. I think honestly the cigar makers will be cool with it, but there's only one way to find out.
You just put a random generic looking cigar in my hand and just call it
Just have it be crushed?
generic cigar. Yeah.
We'll do something. It'll be hot. All right, Billy, give me one or two more, and then I actually have to intro the show. It's like a quarter of the way over for YouTube right now. Joseph Gale. Billy's computer stickers are touching.
It's not my computer.
Okay. So, all right, can you take the comment down? Go back to, so the computer Billy is using is my first computer from when we started Cigars Daily 6 years ago. And then I used that, and I got another laptop several years later. And that's the one Terrence was using. It's sitting right over here. It's still filled with Dr.
Now it's a coaster
and,
for root beer.
I should use it as a coaster. And that was my second laptop. Now my third laptop, which sits right here on the studio as I'm doing this. So my laptops kind of become the studio laptops. Just so you guys know, our studio, we don't have like a budget for maintaining this room. Like if something breaks, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
What am I going to do?
I got to go grab the newer one now.
Now Terrence legitimately just uses our shipping manager's laptop, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
That's out.
Yeah. Thanks, Elvie. Appreciate you. Tomorrow Jim's going to come in and be like, will you get a damn laptop? All right. Let's keep cruising. Sean Turner's 100% right. Smash the like button, folks. Please do it. It is the one thing that keeps us from vanishing completely. It's like Tinkerbell. We're like Tinkerbell. We need you to clap and like the like button.
Believe in us.
Otherwise, we shut her away. All right. Let's keep cruising. I want one more comment, and then I'm going to actually intro the show. Betterman Tobacco says, recently picked up a Freestyle Live Kit box and am super excited to smoke them. So if you guys don't know, you can find these out and about in the wild. And that is Drew Estate's Freestyle Live Kit. They're going to be releasing a new cigar, and it says FSL Mar 24 on March. It's either the 14th or the 15th.
It's 14th.
I know that it's the 14th because all of the literature said the 14th, right?
Yeah.
But then I was at TPE over the weekend, and I saw Pedro Gomez at Drew Estate, and I put a camera in front of him, and he said the 15th.
Huh.
And I was like, what? Anyway, Drew Estate's going to launch a new cigar on the 14th or 15th of March. Who knows? Doesn't matter.
I mean, it is Vegas, so he might have had one or two already that day.
I don't know,
man.
Sometime that week.
I don't know. I can't tell. Pedro straight is what most people are like on drugs.
Yes.
So
yes. No,
like when that dude just walks around, he's like, hey, brother, I got to tell you about this. So you're normally like, it's cool, buddy. It's cool. But he's such a great guy. I love Pedro. Now let's intro the show. Keep dropping your guys' cigar comments and questions down below. We're going to take them throughout the remainder of the episode. But tonight I'm going to do it again, Terrence, talking about Unreleased Beasts. Here's the truth. In the cigar world, we all have blends we love. And as you continue to smoke through different humidors or through all the cigars in your own humidor, we're always on the quest for that cigar that lights up our palate and sends us to a new world. But what you don't see behind the scenes is cigar makers and master blenders working diligently to try to create that one good blend. And for every one good blend that comes out, there may be dozens of blends that never see the light of day. Now, certainly you guys know that my experience with American Viking cigars it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun doing it with you guys, but I'm not the dude who goes down to the Nicaragua every month like Steve Saka does. Steve Saka goes every month. His American Airlines tickets, like points, must be amazing. They must usher him onto the plane on like a satin cushion with like 5 guys carrying a chair just because he has so many points.
They probably roll out the inflatable slide for him to get out every time.
Yeah, that's right. They're like, sir, your slide if you want to get off the plane.
I thought those were only a bad thing when the slide come out on the plane.
They always look fun to me whenever
Not
I
for
see
Steve
them.
Saka. I bet he looks like a pro the way you have to jump off the edge to slide down on him. Anyway, Steve Saka goes down to the factory every month. And it's like, I think serious cigar makers do a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of the guys just live there full time or will spend years living in Nicaragua to come up with these different blends. And so in the world of cigars, I would say that for every cigar that you see on the shelf, there are at least a handful of cigars that have probably never seen the light of day. So if you're talking about, 10,000 different blends out there, there might be 20 or 30,000 different cigars that have been blended. And here's the thing, they're not all trash. Like a lot of times a cigar maker will start blending cigars and then look for the one they want for a specific project. Like for instance, Drew Estate's got their new Freestyle Live Kit. Sometimes you can find this Freestyle Live cigar in like a sampler with other cigars or something like that if you can't find the kit anywhere. They'll say, we want to put out something very specific, maybe a mild cigar, like a Connecticut. And so they start blending, and they might have come up with 5, 6, 8, 10 different blends of Connecticut's. I heard this very early on about Drew Estate. When they put together Liga Privada, and I'm talking about, Terrence, you know this, back in the day.
What was that, like 2000? Oh, sorry, it's like 2007 or something?
Yeah, maybe. I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
But Steve Saka is the president of Drew Estate from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Nick Melillo, who now owns Foundation Cigars, he's the director of tobaccos, which is the coolest job title on the planet.
Yes.
And Steve Saka comes up, he says, I want to make this new line of cigars called Liga Privada. And he has Nick Melillo blend these Liga Privada cigars. This is the origin story of Liga Privada. The movie comes out after all the other ones. So they put these together, and so I've heard, so I've been told, there were like dozens of ultra high-end Liga Privada blends that were blended at that time. So sometimes a company will blend up a bunch of cigars and then release them very slowly over time. But my main idea here is that most of the blends you guys see, there are more blends just to get to the one that you really like. And that's what I call some of these unreleased beasts, because a lot of times they're really good. They're just not good for that project. And that's been the experience I've had at American Viking. So tonight, what we're going to be telling you guys a little bit about, we're going to jump back into your comments very quickly here, is these 4 right here. I've got 4 of them. Terrence, do I have 4 cigars somewhere right here?
I do not see them.
Do you not see them?
Template right here.
Okay, sure. That works just fine.
All right.
The 4 unreleased beasts from American Viking. So these were the factory aiming to hit a target that I set for one or more projects right here, right? Actually, more than one project. You can see 4 very different blends right here that were test blends for cigars where we either picked a different blend and said, this is the winner, or we said this blend isn't exactly what we were looking for. Now, of course, you guys can learn more about these. There's incredible flavor in these cigars. There's even, I think, a way to try them at some point somewhere. You guys can learn more about the actual blends themselves on the community on Cigars Daily Plus that we'll be going to for the after party in just a little bit. Now I've jaunted. I've spoken. I ramped. I riffed. I introed the show. I did everything I was supposed to do. Billy, can we rapid fire some comments?
Yeah, everyone's just stuck on pretty much this comment.
Joseph said, unreleased beef till my wife's come home later. Till my wife comes home later.
Oh.
Okay, I get it.
You gave everybody a new name for their gentleman's sausage.
I get it.
Well, that's a really cool name. Mine's Darius.
Rucker?
Coincidentally, Darius sounds like the name of the guy wearing the outfit that you're wearing tonight. So, all right, let's keep going.
I have some cigar questions.
Yeah,
we haven't done many of those yet.
This is still happening. RB says, Tim, do you smoke cigarillos differently? They tend to need purging quite a lot, and taste isn't the same profile as the original sizes. No, I don't think I smoke cigarillos altogether differently. The difference is I hold a cigar like this and I hold a cigarillo like this, like a little girl.
Your fingers are close.
Little girls shouldn't smoke cigars, by the way, but if they did, that might be how they.
Female that's smaller, that's 21 plus.
There we go.
There we go. Like a woman. Is that offensive? That's probably more offensive. All right.
Yeah.
Vic is like, yes. Don't worry. If there's 498 people watching the show right now, which means only 2 of them are women. All right, let's keep cruising. Give me another comment there, Billy, before I offend all the women. And we lose 5 viewers. This next one is coming from Dan Shab. Says, I have a Stradivarius cigar box. Hold on, did I read that right? I have a Stradivarius cigar box. Holds 32 sticks. It seals pretty well. I have a Boveda 72, and it stays about 65% in the box. Can I use it as a humidor?
Stradivarius sounds similar to the name that I called my guy.
Stradivarius. That's a violin. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm looking up the Stradivarius box right now.
In the room right now.
I'm looking it up right now. So there is a Stradivarius box. It does look like it is a violin type box. What can we read about Stradivarius box? Stradivarius, Deluxe Stradivarius de los Maestros wooden marbleized cigar box limited edition.
Oh.
And it does say Stradivarius, and it looks like it holds up. So I'm looking at a picture of this thing online, dude, and it does look like you could use this as a humidor. Yes. This appears to someone's selling one on eBay for $64. I would be using this as a humidor. Absolutely. Yeah. Go for it. I say go for it. All right.
Do it up.
Billy, get another comment. This is really
Sorry,
good.
I was looking up Stradivarius.
Owen Glass says violin case. It's not, although a violin case converted into a humidor carried through an airport would be awesome when security does that cavity check. Then they open up the the violin case. They're like, oh, it's just cigars. And you're like, can you take your finger out of my bum? I think that would be a huge win. Use the box, use the violin case, whatever you want.
Wait, I'm looking at like a legit violin case. Is that what you're looking at?
No, I looked up. What did I Google?
I don't know. You're the one who sees it over there.
What did I Google? Stradivarius cigar box. That's what I Googled. All right. Billy's going to search the internet right now, so I'm going to take comments.
Wait, no, I got one for you because I got one for you.
All right. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Hold on. I saw one I really wanted to take, and it's gone. Nope, I just started for you, Billy. I'm gonna take it after this. K.O. Brooks, Tim and Friends. Sounds like the name of our show. Tim and Friends, Monday nights. Do you think that the band affects your actual perception of the flavor? Smoked a Cohiba Riviera, and it definitely had fruit bites, but I kept thinking plum for some reason. I think fruit notes maybe is what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
May I take this one?
Billy, I would prefer that you did.
I do want to take this one because I am notorious for picking cigars based off the artwork on them. And for the longest time, I avoided Oliva G's and O's because, let's be honest, it's a boring band.
I don't want to say boring, even though I was just like boring. They're not boring. They're just not flashy.
They're not flashy.
They're very
traditional.
Thank you, Terrence. It's a very traditional band. And so Billy, go on. I interrupted you.
No, that's what I was going to say. But like the Cerberus, awesome band.
Cerberus, yeah.
Cerberus, sorry. Whatever. See, I don't even know. I just know it has 3 dog heads and it looks cool.
It's 1 dog with 3 heads.
What? Okay. I said 3 dog heads. You know what?
I'm done. We'll just move on. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Dude, there's more comments coming in.
It's got 3 Darius.
I want to. Well put. So I want to comment on that really quick. On our videos, I talk occasionally about the packaging with a cigar, which I already know that when I talk about the box, I talk about the band, I talk about the artwork on the cigar and everything that comes along with it. I know I'm not talking to everybody because some of you guys out there, you're like, no, I take the band off the second I start smoking the thing and screw the pack. I don't care about the packaging. It's fine. I live in Canada. The bands have baby diarrhea, brown, green bands on them, and it's fine. And I think that if that's who you are, if you take off the band the second you light up a cigar, great, go for it. Absolutely. But I don't think you can discount how much that stuff matters. Because when it comes to the packaging, it does so much to create an impression on your mind before you ever light up the cigar. The packaging for a cigar is authentically the beginning of the experience with that cigar.
Yes.
Perdomo cigars are Perdomo cigars, and they're great all by themselves. But Perdomo's bands look like an ultra high-end cigar. They're what, the $8, $9, $10 cigars if you're in Canada, $30, $40, $70 cigars that look way more expensive than what they sit on the shelf at, right? Like when people walk in, they see that, $8 shelf price on it. It looks like a $15 cigar. I mean, really very classy look. And that communicates a lot. But I think that, the idea that packaging can put a semblance of flavor into your mind, I absolutely think that there's a sense where that can happen. 100%. Okay, let's keep cruising.
Is this the one you wanted?
Yeah. The old man James Bond says only 2 women watching are related to the hosts. He's talking about Allison and Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a lady in the studio.
We know we
Really-
have a
really
lady
respect.
chatting in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, put her in front of everyone. Let's just see about this. Andrea. Hey, Tim and the Cigars Daily Gang. I'm curious if you have any advice for starting one's own cigar brand. Oh, Andrea, you came to the right place on the right night because I'm feeling just frisky enough to tell you. Here's the truth. This is something that I think is really appealing to a lot of people. This is definitely this was my heart before I got into cigars. Have your own brand. In fact, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because truly, this was a big part of the beginning of cigars for me. When I first got into the cigar world, even before I was in the cigar world, I wanted to have my own brand of cigars. I rolled cigars as a hobbyist. I paid a guy down in Playa del Carmen, down in South Mexico, mid Mexico, medium Mexico, it's near Cancun, in the Yucatan Peninsula, whatever. I paid a guy to show me how to put the wrapper on a cigar. I gave him $10. What I effectively did is I gave him $10 to make fun of me while I failed to put a wrapper on a cigar, and he had to take my hands and do it with my hands.
Like that one scene from Ghosts.
Exactly like the scene from Ghost. And like the scene from Ghost, he also did not get my consent. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's what happened. And so this is where I started to learn, cigars and cigar rolling. And I would even go print out on my printer at home my own cigar rings and cut them out and put them on my cigars. Because to me, that was the whole thing. And I think one of the benefits to this cigar thing is that because we've won in a lot of legal matters against the FDA, the barrier of entry into the cigar industry is relatively low. You can make a cigar brand and launch a cigar company a lot more affordably than you can launch a lot of other types of businesses out there. You could successfully launch a cigar brand with what it costs to buy a moderately priced new car. You could successfully do it. You could get the cigars made. You could do all the packaging. You could do all the branding. You probably even have a little bit at the end left over for some marketing. Now, that being said, don't do it. For the love of God, if there's anything I've learned in the cigar industry that I would impress upon you, it's do not try to do this. This is the craziest idea you have ever had in your entire life. Starting a cigar brand is a gut-wrenching process that you must do only because you are passionate. This would be like intentionally having children that are blind and deaf. Nobody would do this to themselves of their own volition. And here's why. Once you start a cigar brand, you're going to find that, first of all, the cigar industry is entirely about relationships. You got to know the right people in order to get anything done in this industry, and people have to know, like, and trust you in order to get anything done. And even then, it can be sort of difficult because when you're here, Andrea, presumably somewhere in America, and you're trying to get your cigars delivered, you are also dealing with people in a different culture who, by the way, march to the beat of a different drum. This is a bit of a side caveat. I am currently studying Spanish on an app on my phone called Duolingo.
What's your streak at, Tim?
What's my what?
Your streak. How many days?
How many days is my streak?
Yeah.
My current streak is 45 days.
Nice.
All right. So I practice this every day. This is, by the way, part of the story. So I'm practicing it, and it's listen to a story in Spanish to earn XP because it's all gamified. So I go and I listen to the story, and it's about these two girls that are going to a party, a quinceañera. And the one girl is so excited. She says, "Oh, let's go to the party. It starts at 6 and I don't want to be late." And the other girl goes, "Oh no, it's a quinceañera. Nobody shows up on time for this, man." And she goes, "What? It's 6 o'clock." She goes, 6 o'clock. Nobody's going to be there. So they go to the quinceañera at 6 and nobody's there. This is, by the way, a video on Spanish culture. So the two friends go out and they have a drink. I don't know what kind of drink they're having. They're going to a 15-year-old's birthday party. Later on at 7 o'clock, they're going back. She's like, we're going to be late. And the other girl's like, "No, man, it's 7 o'clock. Only close friends and grandparents are there, man. The lame people." And so they go back 2 hours after the party has started, and finally it's begun. And that's because this is the culture of Latin America. So here you are. We're back to Andrea. She's trying to get some cigars made. It's December. All the factories take 3 weeks off for December. It's a very different culture. And even among working through two different cultures and a language barrier, potentially, if you don't speak fluent Spanish, there is then just the cold, hard, sheer, raw logistics of getting cigars made. And I'll tell you, if it's not a filler leaf in your blend and it's not a wrapper leaf that you don't have enough of, and it's going to take you 3 months to get it, then it's going to be the boxes, or it's going to be the bands, or it's going to be some other massive delay. It will be one of the most challenging things likely you've done, Andrea, without knowing what all you've been into. But if you still want to start a cigar brand after all of that, then I'll tell you this. Start getting to know people in the cigar industry and kind of work your way up. A lot of the reps know the, guys who own the brand. If they can put you in touch with them, sometimes those guys will roll you cigars. There's a lot of different ways to start doing this stuff. And if you are passionate enough about it, it is 100% a labor of love. Then at the end of the day, it's pretty great to have your own cigars. All right, there we go.
So when you say
better money.
moderately priced new car, what do you like? Is it optioned out?
Is it like a Honda Fit? What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Honda Fit type money, or are we talking about Civic type money?
Honda Fit. It says highbrow over here, man.
Hey, I got a Civic. I'm balling.
How much does a new Honda Fit go for?
They don't make them anymore.
What would it go for? About 24?
Yeah, 24 off the lot. Don't ask why I know that.
Sure, yeah, you can get it done.
Okay.
I mean, it really depends on like what you do, like how many sizes of and how many blends are you going to kick off with. If you're starting a cigar brand and you start with one blend, obviously it's going to be way more affordable than if you do a full catalog with 3 to 5 blends. A lot of people, when they start a new cigar brand in their mind, they say, and Andrea might be able to answer this for us. Andrea, I'm going to ask Billy to watch for another comment. If you were to start a brand, how many blends would you kick off with? Some people in their mind say, well, I want to capture as much of the market as I can. And so I'm going to come out with like a mild Connecticut, a medium Habano, and a dark Maduro. And so they kick it off with their 3 blends, which comes off, I think, to the consumer as sort of generic feeling. When Steve Saka started Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, he launched with 1 cigar. It was the original Sobre Mesa. That was it. And for like a year, that was all he made, was the Sobre Mesa. I don't know how hard or how successful that was for him. Well, clearly now he's wildly successful. So I would say, I don't want to see what Andrea has to say, but let's take some more comments, Billy.
All right, we got a lot of comments.
Andrea's comment really got me going. I would have said, like 4 years ago, before we started American Viking, I would have been like, oh, Andrea, it's so great. And here's my experience with this. And here's my experience. And now I'm just like, for the love of God, run for your life. Are you
Billy Madison going back to 3rd grade and you shake the chubby kid's face? Don't do it.
Just stay as long as you can. Yeah, I'm smushing Andrea's cheeks right now. Like, stay here. All right, let's get another comment.
Tim, you have to stand corrected, Tim.
I first of all never correct me on the show.
Ooh.
Aaron Mullins says 3 women. This is Ryan's wife, and I watch every Monday.
We know who you are, Aaron.
Now we know, because Allison and Michelle both comment about fuzzy balls and what are we talking about?
Maybe they should have a ladies' watch party.
A ladies' watch? That sounds like fun. They could live stream it on Twitch.
And they would get arguably more views than we are.
They probably would get more views than us. All right. That's funny. Now I want to do it. Texas Taurus is on. It says, U.S. Mexicans are always 30 to 60 minutes late.
Us Mexicans.
Just the ones in the U.S.
Us Mexicans? Did I say U.S. Mexicans?
Yeah.
Can I just be clear? They're technically both right. Us Mexicans are, 30 to 60 minutes late normally.
Good old
It's weird.
CPT.
Dude, it's weird. I had the same experience in I don't think this is just Latin American culture. I think this is like pervasive around the world. Italy, Vic says in Italy, people are late for things. Yes. I was in India, okay, and I had to do music. This is in like 2004. I had to do music for a church service in India. The service in the bulletin said it started at 9:00. I strummed the guitar of the first chord of the first song at 11:30. So it doesn't matter where you go. It's only Americans, I guess Europeans and Americans and Canadians who are just like, 9:00 means 9:00, damn it. And everybody else is like, chill out, man.
We'll get there when we there.
All right. I'm sorry. I took yours over, Billy. I have watched your advice on how brands scale down their blends.
Well, this was the one I picked.
Oh, okay. We're just taking Andrew's comments. That's good. That's all I want to do. Thank you so much for your advice, Tim. I really love learning from you and the Cigars Daily team. I'm excited to learn and to give it a try. Lots of love. All right. Fantastic, Andrea. Stay in touch. And I can't wait to smoke the cigars that you're putting out. This was actually one of the coolest things. I was at TPE. She says, I would love to start with 3 core blends. So my first advice on those 3 core blends is don't just crap out a Connecticut Habano and a Maduro. Have a reason. This is the thing I see with cigar brands that drives me absolutely bonkers, off the wall, bat crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When they show up and they put their 3 blends in front of me, and one box is green and one is red and one is black. They're always those 3 colors. And they open up and they're like, variety. And truth be told, to me, it just, the first question I ask everybody, Andrea, would be the first question I'd ask you that you have to answer before you make a cigar brand. Why you? What sets you apart? Presumably, if a cigar brand is sitting on the shelf at a local cigar shop, the cigars are good. Somebody loved them at least enough to invest a Honda Fit worth of money into making them. And if you do that, you probably like the blend a lot. So some other people will like it. So the cigar's got to be good. The cigar is good, and the packaging is eye-catching. Those are not reasons to start a brand. So, like, what is the thing that you do that you will make in a cigar that's unique and different, that somebody should pick your cigar up at the local cigar shop versus, all the other brands that are out there? That would be the first question to answer. And then when you come up with those blends, like, have a reason. Like, just be like, yeah, this is why I did a Connecticut, or this is why I did 3 Mexican San Andreas cigars. Who cares? Just do it your way, and it'll be awesome. All right. We all feel better when we feel together. Let's do it. Let's keep cruising, Billy. I want to take one more comment. Oh my gosh, we've flown through this episode. How long was my rant on not starting a cigar brand?
I don't know, maybe like 5-6 minutes.
Okay, good. MN Drummer
3 years
says,
later.
do you guys think the fictitious place that has thingies will ever get Perdomo 30th anniversary things? I just want to be clear. MN Drummer has tailored this question in the best possible.
He knew the assignment.
He studied.
And he picked up on it. And I want you to leave it up because I want to use his lingo. So the manager of the fictitious place has been asking Perdomo that question. And Ralph, VP of Perdomo, it's a great guy, told the manager, this bald person of the fictitious place, that the thingies might be available this year.
Cool.
Now, I don't know. And I honestly don't know if the guy at the fictitious place is that excited about getting the thingies, because even if he got them, the 30th anniversary thingies, would he be able to get enough of them to satisfy the insatiable palates of all of the people who like to go to the fictitious place? I don't know.
And get the thingies.
Or would he order 500 boxes and get 6? That somehow would be worse than not having them at all.
Yes.
All right. We'll talk about that more on the after party.
Yes.
Thank you, MN Drummer. I appreciate that.
Shouts out.
All right. Let's keep cruising.
There's one. Give me a minute. Here we go.
Found it fast. Jake Andrew. Give me a cigar with lots of pepper. Sorry, Billy. Dude, anything Espinosa is going to kick with some really nice pepper.
Except for the wasabi.
Except, well, I thought the wasabi
was supposed to be like pepper heavy.
It's extreme. Like, to me, it's surprisingly smooth. Like, I know Espinosa blends and they can put a little hair on your chest, but the wasabi just wasn't as Espinosa to me.
Yeah. But Espinosa, by the way, the fictitious place, I think, is going to get these. Is Espinosa's new Sumatra.
Ooh.
Bro.
Have you already had one?
I smoked it at TPE.
Oh.
And man, is it good. I do not want another instance of the damn Singulare, just to be clear. I'm not trying to say that. But I loved the Singulare. And this gave me the oogly googlies, that aha moment. I mean, I smoked it with Jim. I don't even know where we were. We were in Vegas.
Well, yeah, you were.
We'd both been drinking White Russians. But man, was it a good cigar. Managed to get smoking rooms too. All right. Billy, give me another comment. And then we're going to cruise over to the after party in a little bit. Shane Hoteling says, the manager is bald. Billy has hair, though. He does have hair.
Well,
Billy's
is
the
the
CEO.
not the manager.
He's like 3 tiers above the
CEO.
the bald manager.
That's true. That's several tiers. My boss's boss's boss said. All right. And I'm going to grab this one. This one's from Retired Rookie Cigars. Says, Knuckle Sandwich Habano has pretty good pepper start. And by the way, the Knuckle Sandwich Maduro, I think, is peppery. That's a great cigar.
That's got some good pepper on it, yeah.
Yeah,
AJ
it's
Fernandez.
Espinosa.
Like New World, Oscuro, the Puro Especial. Ramon Ionis, if you know,
Dude,
know.
Ramon Ionis is what's up, man. That
Mm.
cigar is great. It ain't, I don't think that one gets enough press because it's a higher priced and higher end AJ Fernandez cigar.
Yes.
And everybody associates AJ Fernandez as like the
$8 to $10.
Yeah,
cigar
$8 to
guy.
$10 and really great for the price range. I think this is where AJ sort of shoots himself a little bit for putting out a higher end cigar. Is that with AJ for $8 to $10, the cigar that you get is so good.
Yes.
Then when you see a $14 one, you're like, yeah, but that $8 to $10 one is so damn good. I think people kind of get stuck with that. So yes. All right, Billy, keep them coming. Robuda says, small smoking room. Should the air purifier be near the fresh air intake? Whoa. This is technically a technician's question. Just to be clear, I work at the Cigars Daily HQ, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Exhaust or right in the middle. Small smoking room. Should the air purifier be near the fresh air intake, exhaust, or right in the middle of the room? When it comes to creating your own smoking space, especially if it's indoors, I don't think that there is a here's where you put your smoke eater and versus where the air intake is versus the exhaust versus your whatever. I don't think that's the way that it works. And my experience in this is that in my time in cigars, I've run 8 to 10 different cigar locations, and 7 of those were lounges with, places where people could come in and smoke. So I've done a fair bit of this. Even at the Cigars Daily HQ, we've tried to dial in, smoke eaters for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different spaces in the Cigars Daily HQ here. It really comes down to sort of putting it where you're getting the best results. And so presumably your air intake and your exhaust are in the room somewhere, okay, built into a wall or into windowsill or in a ceiling or something like that. And where you put your smoke eater should sort of be where you find that you're getting the best result with it. And if it's near the air intake that, suctions air out of the room and that's where you want to put it, that doesn't seem like an unreasonable idea. I would start with it there and then see if moving it around gives you a better result. But that would be literally how I would do it. So that's what I'm going to recommend. All right.
Trial and error.
Trial and error, man. It's pretty good. All right, Billy. What else are the people saying? I see the comments rolling in. Look at Billy just leaning back in his chair.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Look at that posture. He's just like lays back, just reading comments like, this
I'm
is
over
so
here
easy.
hunched.
Terrence is, he's like,
He's sweating.
Terrence has got his Dr. Pepper over there and he's just like, oh.
No, you should have saw me just a moment ago. I reached back and I was like, all right,
2 hands. Tyler Thompson says, hey, CD, has anyone tried pairing wine with cigars before? If so, how's it been? Also, lighting up a Diesel 10th anniversary. All right, Tyler Thomas.
That sounds like Yosemite Sam.
Hey, everybody.
Shoot your guns in the air and drink some wine and smoke a cigar.
Has anyone tried pairing wine with cigars? Any of you been crazy enough to do this before? Who seems like they would have? Ryan. Have you done this?
Paired
Cigars and wine.
No.
Not very cultured then.
Just the one time that the same night that Terrence did.
we ain't gonna talk about
Terrence
what
got
happened.
white girl wasted
We're
off
not
of
gonna talk about me right now,
half
man.
a glass of wine.
Hey, yo, brother, what you mean? It's like a 16-ounce cup.
So Terrence has done it. Yeah, you can pair, dude.
I like pairing wine with cigars.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It goes well. I like them.
It's
What
all about
kind of-
contrasting flavors.
What kind of cigars are you going to pair with a glass of wine, Billy? Like what kind
typically-
of wrap relief?
Like a chocolatey Maduro.
Okay.
And
Something
what kind of wine? Is it like a red wine?
Red wine. I don't like white wine. But the chocolate, because chocolate and red wine go well together. Were you giving me a fist bump? I don't know. what
You
you
said you didn't like white wine, so I was like,
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't go with white wine.
No.
I
it doesn't.
agree. I would say, the Macanudo Flint Knoll is this idea of
Mhm.
a cigar sort of created to pair with wine. Macanudo Flint Knolls were it's a Connecticut cigar, which I do agree that a cigar with a little bit more power and stance is good for red wine. And with the Macanudo Flint Knoll, it has a broadleaf binder. So its flavors actually do hold up really well with a nice Cab Sauv or something like that.
yes, it does.
And I think that pairing cigars with wine is good. I think it's just more popular and like manly to pair a cigar with bourbon or whiskey. I think most dudes are like, that's how I should do it because that seems more manly. I think a lot of guys probably feel like they closet like cigars with wine. like they do it and they don't like. They're just like, I'm not going to tell anyone about this.
They do it with their with their wives and don't tell any.
Yeah,
their
they do. Yeah,
friends.
they don't tell anybody. And then the wives come sit down and they bring them a glass of wine. They're like, "Thank you, darling. You're welcome, darling."
Thank you, princess. I appreciate that.
Although I will say this, there is this trend online right now I've seen where what people do is they're pouring wine into milk.
Oh,
And they say it's really good.
No.
Nope. Yeah, the proper Italian. Yeah.
Like,
Not
that's-
okay.
That sounds like a wannabe milkshake. You're already drinking like spoiled fruit with milk. Get that out of here.
I'm just gonna say this. I haven't tried it, but I would. I just don't have a bottle of wine that I'd be willing to waste on that because all my wine is like stuff I really like.
All right, let me
All
go
right.
grab a box of wine, get a couple gallons
Get a
of
box
milk,
of
and
wine.
we'll have another Christmas.
Let's see if we can
episode.
get it
Let's
go
crazy.
puffed in the
Let's
next
go
2
crazy.
minutes. Here's a comment with nothing in it from Nathan Kerr. Thanks for
Shouts
joining,
out,
brother.
Nathan.
Appreciate
Watching
it,
on
man.
Facebook.
Billy, what else we got in the comments, man? We only got a few more minutes, but we want to get all these. There's a lot
This
of
is
good
for
ones.
Terrence.
Oh, what did I break?
Homestar Runner says El Rey del Mundo Oscuro was amazing. Should I remove the paper before storing it or no? Thanks. That is a strictly Terrence question.
So what? What had happened? No, you don't got to remove it. Think about every layer between your cigar and its environment as a layer of protection. So heaven forbid if you have like a new wear with the shelves and you try to roll it out to look at your cigars and it falls off. Yes, that's a complaint about new wear and need ones. But if every layer that you have between your cigar and the ground or wherever it may fall is going to be help it. Oh my God, I'm stumbling over my words right now. It's going to protect itself from that fall and transfer humidity. So I would say storing it in the cellophane or inside of the tissue paper thing.
I think
is
the
gonna be
tissue,
fine.
I think, and this is a total guess, I have no idea, but I think the tissue paper is probably more breathable than cellophane.
For sure.
For sure.
100%.
You're
have you
100%.
tested this.
100%.
I don't
would
think that
say
you are a
tissue
scientist,
paper. I
sir.
would 100% say that tissue paper is more breathable than cellophane.
I'd bet you $20 on that.
All right, you put your head in.
We're gonna cover one of your heads with a tissue, one of your hands with a bag, and
We're
see who can
talking
breathe
about
better.
cigar breathing, not human breathing, bro.
And next week, somebody other than Terrence will be doing production. Or like, what happened to Terrence? You lost the cellophane contest after 3 minutes. Poor guy.
Poor guy, you never had a chance.
He was really trying to breathe through it, but man, I told him get the tissue paper.
All right, I'm grabbing one here. Squishy Kid says, I have a different question. Everyone talks about what cigar you smoke for weddings. What cigar do you smoke for divorce? Just wondering. The best cigar you can
Probably
get.
one half the price of your normal cigars because you lost half your money.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Normally I
petite
spend
Corona.
$20 a cigar. Today it's gonna be
Yeah.
$10.
A factory smoke.
I don't know, dude. As somebody who's a colossal fan of marriage and an even bigger fan of my own marriage, I get this comment every once in a while in the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. And I know that going through a divorce is such a horrific process that at the end of it, like when it's finally done, it's just like unloading a burden, the divorce itself, unloading the burden from your back after a long time because they take a long time to go through. And so people are usually looking to celebrate with a pretty damn good cigar. That being said, I've never heard a divorce story where like a dude wasn't like, yeah, I had to write a massive check before I could walk away. So I don't know how you come up with that really amazing cigar. If
Unless
you do,
you're Tom Brady.
unless you're Tom Brady, in which case it doesn't matter. Smoke what you want. I'd say smoke what you can find. I think for most guys, it's probably a factory smokes. Yeah, Aldemir Bald Beautiful says factory smokes. I agree. I'm agreeing with that. That's probably why they made that cigar for your next divorce.
No, that's an average. That's a catch line.
That's
right
a cut. They should have put it right on the bundle.
Did you lose half your shit? These
They
are
could-
still affordable.
They could sell them at the divorce attorney's office. Like, it's your parting gift. There you go.
It's
Like
like,
a
when you
bundle of
walk into a
these.
smoke shop or a head shop and it just has a glass case with 2 cigar boxes and it's all factory smokes. Get a divorce, get a factory smoke.
That's a deal right there. All right. Billy, keep them coming. Frankie Deuces says, currently in my closet with wine and a cigar.
Good for you,
The
Frankie.
more you know.
It's 2024. You can come out your closet.
You can come out of the closet anytime. There's no shame in it. Go right ahead. All
You'd
right,
be
Billy.
more accepted if you came out.
What's the next one? That's right. Why in the closet? What is it about the rest of the room that's not okay? Is there a bear? All right. Johnny Brennan says,
There's an
he's
evil
like,
monkey.
there's a
that
bear
points
out there. And I just went in this closet and there were all these cigars and this box of wine. And now I'm drunk and I can't go out there.
Well, that would make sense because technically a bear is a hairy man in that community.
Hey, oh, wow. That really worked out. I appreciate
Wow.
that. Thanks for knowing so much about the gay community, Terrence.
Of course.
Johnny Brennan says, I usually pair with whiskey, but sometimes, like them with a Malbec or a Barolo red wine, fruity beer, or even a spicy ginger ale.
Terrence is on ginger ale tonight.
Terrence is on.
Yes, I am.
What's a Barolo red wine? Barolo? Beautiful, nice Italian wine. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
When he says fruity beer, does it just mean Bud Light?
Hey-o!
And we're canceled.
And we're good.
Hope
All right.
see you next week, guys.
I'm feverishly searching for a comment. Okay, here's one. I'm not even reading it. Sir Linder says, hey, Tim, I just discovered the worst thing a cigar lover can get. Cigar beetles in my humidor. What do I do? Oh, goodness. So this is going to happen to every person who has a humidor. Eventually, you'll open it up one day, you'll turn over a cigar, and you're going to see a perfect little pinhole in the side of the cigar. And that is the hole of a cigar beetle. They lay their eggs on the leaves when they're in the field, and there's no really good way to completely get rid of them. Most cigar makers will freeze their cigars before they send them over here. You should not freeze your cigars in your freezer at home. That is definitely a way to damage cigars. They have special freezers that do this without damaging the cigars. Now, if you end up getting tobacco beetles, this is not the end of the world. I don't want you to worry. It doesn't mean that you like screwed up or botched it or did something wrong. This can happen anywhere. And it's anywhere where there's a lot of cigars that sort of sit for an extended period of time. This is going to eventually happen. Here's what you do. Take your cigars out of the humidor and go over them all very carefully and look for the beetle holes. You might see them on one or two cigars in the humidor. Cigar beetles are not a thing that like spreads like an infestation, like if you get termites or something like that in your house. So you can literally just find the cigars, the affected cigars. They may all be from the same brand. This is one reason that you want to keep your cigars inside the cellophane, by the way. I have no cellophane on my thing. You want to keep your cigars inside the cellophane because that can prevent the spread of cigar beetles if they get off the cigar and go to another one. That's about as much as they'll spread. But then you remove the affected cigars, take a little vacuum cleaner, vacuum out your humidor. You can put all your cigars back in and just go on. The one thing you'll want to check is your level of humidity. Is your temperature too high? Is your humidity too high? Or is there like something that's causing a sudden spike in temperature or humidity throughout the day? Maybe your humidor is sitting next to a window, and when the sun comes out, it heats up your humidor as to where when you get home from work, the sun's not there as much and your humidor's cooled down. Just watch for things like that, and you should be fine. It's going to happen every once in a while, and eventually you experience it. And it's one of the things that makes you a seasoned cigar smoker. Is like, I've had cigar beetles before. I one time rolled a cigar. Leave that one up. Spray your cigars with DEET. It'll be fine. Mr. O'Barrett.
That's going to taste crazy.
That's going to taste crazy. You're going to see crazy colors before you die.
Y'all ever seen Blurple? I have.
This is a quick warning. Do not smoke DEET. Okay. Do you still smoke them? From Jake Andrew. Smoking a cigar with beetle holes is going to have you feel like you're playing the flute.
Yes.
Because if you drill a hole in the side of the cigar, it loses all that suction. So then you end up having to like plug the holes, and you look like that little piper from the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You've got those little fawn legs, and you're like, that's how I
half
picture
goat.
Half goat.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a flute?
Yeah,
had
I
a
don't
flute.
remember. Probably sounds about
You had a
right.
flute?
I ain't never read the book because I don't know how to read very well. But I
Get
saw
that
the
guy who was in
movies.
his closet. Have him tell us. All right. Let's
Everybody
get
was
through
in the
this.
closet in that movie if you think about it.
That's true. That's true. You're 100% right. And just like we said before, it's okay to come out.
Or at least had to pass through one.
All right. This one's from Gabe. Gabe says, Tim, I recently smoked my second CAO BX3 cigar, and they were pretty tight, both on the draw with very low smoke output. Is that something that is a typical experience with that cigar? No. And if you got them both in the same sampler, in the same set, there is a sense where maybe there was a box that had some more tighter cigars in it. Cigar manufacturers have a relationship with cigar shops where if you get a box and a lot of cigars in that box are plugged or have a tight draw, they will replace the box for you. And that just happens. That can happen because of the roller rolled them that day too tight. They squeeze the filler too tight as they're putting the binder on, and it creates a draw issue. That's why you find a knot is typically right behind the band, because that's a part of their hand where the filler runs through their thumb and forefinger. This is the easiest way to squeeze the tobacco too tight. It can also be because of too much humidity. So double check your humidity. If your other cigars are coming out of your humidor, they're not drawing tight or they don't feel wet or squishy or anything like that, it's probably not a big deal. But I would definitely contact the purveyor where you acquired those BX3s and tell them so that they know and so that they can have the opportunity to make it right for you. Tight draw is one thing you don't want to have. That's not okay. All right. I want to take 2 more comments. Then we're going to head over to the after party on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. So here's how this works. We're going to go and talk more about our unreleased beasts. These are unreleased American Viking cigars that have never seen the light of day, but have the opportunity to just peek out of the shed for a minute before they get thrown back in there and then beat up again. And you guys can learn more about these on Cigars Daily Plus. It's a free community to join. It's like your name, a username, email, and a password. You're basically it, and you're in. But we do run it on our own servers, so you got to go get your place in line. So I'm going to take 2 more comments where people go and log in and do all their stuff so that you can be in the community on Cigars Daily Plus. This is our place where we can run the show. It's sort of like the back room of Cigars Daily Live, where we can run the show by our own rules and say the things we don't want to say. And none of the places are, what did we call it before? The
Safe spaces?
No, what did MN Drummer call us?
Thingies, places.
Thingies,
locations.
places, hypothetical
place.
We could talk about the hypothetical
Fake
place there.
place.
The fake place. All right, Billy, give me one more comment. This one's from Corey Mantooth. Yeah. You made a video recently about Cohiba being a good, affordable brand. Do you guys have a favorite Cohiba blend? Red, blue, black, platinum, etc. Now, if you're reading this at home, it's going to sound a little bit like a farce because Cohiba is not considered by many cigar smokers to be an affordable brand. I did make this video, and my point was that even a $10, $15, $20 Cohiba here in the United States is a small fraction of the cost of Cuban Cohibas all around the world. Now, about the question, do we have a favorite Cohiba around the studio? And I would be curious to know what everybody thinks because we haven't honestly talked about it. Riviera.
I like the purple.
I like the purple a lot.
It's
All
a
right.
good one.
Cohiba Riviera. What about you guys?
Royale.
Okay.
It's fancy.
Royale with cheese.
You can tell.
The Connecticut?
He was saying he likes.
Is it the Connecticut?
No, it's not the Connecticut.
It's the Nicaragua.
Ooh, that's actually really good too.
That is a really good one.
It's the Cohiba.
No, the Cohiba Black is the most popular one. I think it's the most popular Cohiba. So, all right.
Do you have a favorite Cohiba tip?
It would definitely be the Riviera. Like I like when I got my Riviera samples from my guy who does Cohiba, they were plucked, both of them. And when I told him that, he gave me 2 more. And then I was like, this is the best Cohiba I've had. So if I'm going Cohiba, I'm going Riviera.
Okay.
Any day of the week. All right, guys. We let's take one more, and then we're gonna go over to the after party. Yeah.
The after party.
Next comment right here is coming from. This one's from Edward Ortiz. How many people use a Pelican case to store their cigars? I don't remember the exact number.
Did you actually
Starts with a 4
calculate
into
I
the
knew the
zero.
exact. I just called Pelican and I said, how many of these have you sold for cigars?
I used one up until a couple months ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it held like 40, which was perfect
Yeah.
for me until I outgrew it.
I think this is probably one of your fast growing segments of like cigar storage. You know, it for so long, cigar humidors were just a wooden box with a fancy finish on the outside. They even used to be made of real wood, which is exciting. Before that, and that was only from I think the 1940s, we started making cigars out of wood and using different aromatic woods to store cigars. Before that, humidors were made out of copper or porcelain. They had a lot of different stuff, just anything that was sort of inert and didn't add a smell to your cigar. Then we discovered that aromatic woods did a good job. Now we're branching once again into the sort of inert world and combining, the inert matter like a Pelican case or a refrigerated humidor or acrylic jars or Tupperware and stuff like that.
Now they're made with polymers instead of metal.
Yeah, polymers instead of metal. But then we're adding these aromatic parts to the humidor to give the cigars that aromatic scent. So we'll add a little bit of Spanish cedar into that humidor. So I do think a lot of people are using Pelican cases in a growing numbers, especially because they're airtight. You can travel with them. It's like, and they hold their humidity so dang well. As long as, and I would definitely do this. If I was getting a Pelican case, I would get like a Bluetooth hygrometer so I didn't have to open it all the time to see what my humidity was. That'd be the biggest thing I'd recommend. But like pretty much every accessory company now makes larger travel humidors for people who are looking for that as like Pelican case style thing as their thing. Okay. Oh man, I've never had the hiccups during the show. I hope this isn't the first one. I've got to end this here and go over to the after party, everybody. This is where we must bid you farewell on the main platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter.com. Thank you. And we're going to head over to the community on Cigars Daily Plus to continue this episode. It's going to be all the same fun we're having, but we can say all the stuff that you can't say on the big platform. So, guys, join us there and learn more about the Unreleased Beasts. Cigars that haven't even seen the light of day yet, but are going to get to peek out and maybe give you a little sample of what they've got going on. There are ways to try them. Anyway, we will be over there, and I hope you guys join us. Otherwise, stay tuned. Stay tuned for another great episode next Monday. This is Tim and the whole crew signing off. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Laters.